League and RWBY versus the Huntsman. I'm gonna treat this as a two-parter. This is a two-part animated DC animated film, and this centers on the Justice League and RWBY having to come together as several members of the Justice League mysteriously turns into teenagers and is teleported to Remnant while teaming up with Team RWBY to defeat a superpowered Grimm. This was really cool. I quite enjoyed what this was giving up. Now, I didn't review this right away because I wanted to treat this as a two-parter. But now, having seen both parts, is a really nice crossover that is one of the more underappreciated and superhero-related content that no one's talking about. I quite really enjoyed this. I think for the most part, overall, I thought this was a pretty solid film. Going into the light side of the movie, I think what this movie aims for is both parts together. This is a pretty awesome little film that it takes full use of its premise. I thought this is a nice mix of CG animation and Japanese anime crossover fantasy, and I like that approach to it. I like the cell animation that they use here. It's definitely used in What If, but I definitely really quite enjoyed a lot of what this has to offer in terms of what I could play with in terms of it. I very much loved everything that was going on with this, and I quite really liked what the movie was going with. I liked what this movie has to give you in terms of what you can play with. It's very interesting, it's very integral, and I definitely like this style of animation. It's definitely not the best animation you could use, but I think for the most part, I got a lot of what I could go to with this. And this is both together pretty short movies, so the pace is pretty well paced. I definitely thought what they had to go with in terms of what you could do was very interesting and very awesome. And I think for the most part, they really nailed it for what they have to go with. And the acting in here I thought was pretty cool here. And the first half is a solid part that it kept me to see what this movie goes for. I like what this movie goes for, and I think what they really go in terms of with the story and the animation is different. And with both of these together, the first half is an hour and 23 minutes. The last part is an hour and 15 minutes. And both of these together is 2 hours and 28 minutes. It makes one big, giant, great, epic film that is just so fun, so interesting. And I was just having the time of my life seeing something like this. And it just really kept you interested. And it definitely knows when to go in terms of fun times. I love the direction in here. I like the writing. Some of it isn't the best, and there are some characters here I wanted a little more out of, but I think overall, in terms of both parts, they do a good job at giving you what you want. Because I'm familiar with the Justice League. I'm not very familiar with the rest of the cast. And I think overall, they both really have to give a lot of creativeness into it. And when you get to the wrap up in this, I love how it wraps up. I like the action. I like the way it plays out. And I just enjoy a lot of what this movie was going for in terms of that. It's very interesting, and I thought a lot of the acting in here was very good. The action is great. I like the mix of action with Justice League and the Team RWBY. They do a very good job here in terms of what they could play with in terms of it. I very much love that. I love the performances in here. A lot of good actors in here. You got some very good acting here. You got Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, husband and wife duo, Troy Baker, Lindsey Jones, Carl Erbell, Aaron Zek, David Arrigo Jr., and David Dastmalchian as the Flash. You got Jessica Cruz, Jenny Torrado, which I want to see Jessica Cruz in live action. Victor Stone, Kilgore, Vixen, which she was cool. Russell Ozpin, Dinah Lance, Black Canary, Killer Croc, Mira Master. Everyone did a great job in their performances. But I think the standouts of this, to me, are the three Justice League members. You got Bruce Wayne in parts 1 and 2, played by Troy Baker and Nat Wolff. You have my boy Superman, which I can't wait for Superman Legacy. Chandler Riggs and Travis Willingham plays him. But easily the standout of this is Laura Bailey as Wonder Woman, Diana Prince, and the lovely, always beautiful Natalie Allen Lynn, which
I want to die.
This is kind of her return to DC stuff. She's done some superhero stuff like The Gifted and Gotham. And she's great. She's a very good actress. I like her. I think she's good acting wise. And also she's attractive too. So there's that.
Yes, definitely. Absolutely. I think it's signed, sealed, and delivered, honey.
Yeah.
Alright! Correct!
I don't know how many times I can say that in many videos. I think it's become the running joke now. I definitely really enjoyed what the story had to offer. I thought the performances were good. I thought the action was stellar. And if you are a DC fan and an anime fan, you can definitely appreciate this. In terms of what I don't like in terms of some of the movie, there are some actors who gets a little underutilized, and I wish they had more to do than others. I really do think that some of the acting here wasn't really that great from some people, and some of the villains get a little shafted. That part really did disappoint me. I think there is a way you could have had them do more in terms of what they could play with. So I will say that's one of my big issues in terms of the film. And I will also say that there is kind of moments in here where it's a little bit draggy. So that part I will say is a little bit of a problem. So I wish that could have been paced a little better. So beyond that, that was my only two issues. At the end of the day, guys, I thoroughly enjoyed Justice League, RWBY, Superheroes, and the Huntsman. It was entertaining. I thought the action was cool. I thought the performances were fun. I thought the animation was good. And overall, I quite enjoyed this. This was my type of thing, and I really did enjoy some of it.
Well, that's going to do it for the video that you just watched. If you want to see more, my channel icon is up here. If you want to see more content from me, all my social medias are right here in this end card. I will also leave a playlist and a video here for you to see what the channel is about. As always, acknowledge me, stay epictastic, join the Epictasticness, and you guys keep it cool.